Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven is by far the most popularly requested song in the history of rock and roll. But is it really about a stairway to heaven, or is it about the Broadway to hell? Stairway to Heaven is about a lady who is deceived into thinking that all that glitters is gold, kind of like a Mrs. Do What Thou Wilt. Robert Plant admitted the song was a cynical aside about a woman getting everything she wanted all the time without giving back any thought or consideration. Robert Plant admitted that his reception of the song was automatic. In the occult, automatic writing takes place as a demon channels a message through the human medium. He must have written 3/4 of the lyrics on the spot, said Page. He didn't have to go away and think about them. Robert Plant admitted, Page had written the chords and played them for me. I was holding the paper and pencil, and for some reason I was in a very bad mood. Then all of a sudden I was writing out words. There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold and she's buying a stairway to heaven. I just sat there and looked at the words, and then I almost leapt out of my seat. Notice that the stairway that the lady is on in their album does not lead to light and heaven, but to outer darkness, to the hermit of the occult.
There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying the stairway to heaven. And when she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with the word she can get what she came for.
Robert Plant is about to sing about two very different paths. First, he sings about the piper's path, for those who call the tune the same tune that the lady's on. The Pied Piper has historically been associated with deception through music. Then he sings about another totally different path, about those who stand long, where the forest will echo with laughter.
And it's whispered that soon, if we all call a tune, then the Piper will lead us to reason. And a new day will dawn for those who stand long, and the forests will echo with laughter. Does anybody remember laughter?
Plant will next sing about a spring clean for the May Queen. May Queen was a poem written by Aleister Crowley. Then Plant reiterates the fact that there are two paths you can go by.
But I got some good news. Listen, if there's a bustle in your hedgerow, don't be alarmed now. It's just a spring clean for the May Queen. Yes, there are two paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on.
Robert Plant goes on to sing about how if your head is humming, it won't go in case you don't know, the piper's calling you to join him. The Bible refers to Satan in his fall as Satan having pipes and tabrets in him. The pipes have also been associated with Pan. The goat-like Pan has long been a symbol used in Satanism for Satan himself. Aleister Crowley had the Hymn of Pan, a poem that he wrote, read at his funeral. Notice that Robert Plant points down when declaring that the piper is calling you to join him.
Your head is humming, and it won't go in case you don't know. The piper is calling you to join him.
Next, Robert Plant sings, Dear Lady, Can You Hear the Wind Blow? And did you know your stairway lies on the whispering wind? The references to hearing one's head humming and hearing the wind blow are references back to the music of the pipe. Led Zeppelin does not typically use pipes in their music, but in Stairway to Heaven, pipes prove prominent as the sound of the piper. When Robert Plant tells a woman that her stairway lies on the whispering wind, he's in fact telling her that she is on the piper's path. Because earlier we saw that the whispering path was the piper's path, when it stated, It is whispered that soon, that if we all call the tune, the piper will lead us to reason. We have already observed that Led Zeppelin has sang that their fans should let the music be their master, and that master is Satan and man.
Dear lady, can you hear the wind blow? And you know your stairway lies on the whispering wind.
By telling the woman that her stairway is on the whispering wind, Robert Plant is ultimately telling her that she is deceived by the piper and on her way to hell. You're about to hear Robert Plant change the words and tell Led Zeppelin fans themselves that they too are on the Piper's path.
Your head is humming and it won't go, in case you don't know. The Piper's calling you to join him. Dear people, can you hear the wind blow? And did you know our stairway lies on the whispering wind? That's all we got.
Satanist Aleister Crowley instructed his disciples to, quote, listen to phonograph records reversed, and to so accustom themselves to these things that they appear natural and appreciable as a whole. Stairway to Heaven is actually laced with backwards satanic messages. We are talking about words that say one thing forward, and then when those same words are played backwards, there is yet another intelligible message. This satanic phenomena goes far beyond the scope of human ingenuity and is demonically inspired. Bob Garcia of A&M Records stated, quote, it must be the devil, because nobody here knows how to do it. Here we see Robert Plant, while singing Stairway to Heaven, telling his fans that sometimes words have two meanings, as he signs with his hands that they are both forward and backwards.
There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure, 'cause you know sometimes words have two meanings. In a tree.
Forward, Robert Plant sings that the woman's stairway lies on the whispering wind.
Dear lady, can you hear the wind blow? And you know your stairway lies on the whispering wind.
When these words are played backwards, the spirit using Robert Plant tells her why her stairway lies in the whispering wind and states, quote, 'cause I live with Satan. Forward, here Robert Plant sings that your head is humming and it won't go in case you don't know. The Piper's calling you to join him.
And it won't go in case you don't know. The Piper's calling you to join him.
Backwards, Robert Plant sings, the Lord turned me off it. Forward, Robert Plant sings here that it's just a spring clean for the May Queen. And yes, there are two paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on.
It's just a spring clean for the May Queen. Yes, there are two paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on.
After singing about the two different roads forward, the Spirit singing through Robert Plant sings backwards, encouraging rock fans to take the satanic path backwards like Led Zeppelin. Incredibly, what you are about to hear are 26 words straight, stating, quote, here's to my sweet Satan. I want to live it backwards like the Zepp, whose power is Satan. He will give you 666. Listen carefully.
Here's to my sweet Satan.
Led Zeppelin ends the song by singing about the deceived lady who still thinks all that glitters is gold. Notice Plant sees himself and their fans as being on the same road as the woman. He then points out when it's all over, and all are one and one is all, to be a rock and not to roll. This would mean to be doomed with the Piper and not to live on in the forest that echoes with laughter.
body a stairway to heaven.